Welcome to another edition of Tech Tuesday, presented by Delta Media Group, where we sing the birthday song 3 times while we wash our hands instead of 2. So, today, you'll notice that the format of Tech Tuesday has changed a little bit. At this point, you can only see my screen, and, the same reason we are washing our hands or singing the birthday song while we wash our hands is necessitating this new format here for a while. So, we're going to give it a shot, see how it goes. Now, today, we are going to take a look at the email campaign system. We've done videos on it before, so that's, no surprise. But this is the campaigns and action plan system, and we've made some adjustments to it and some new additions in there. So I wanted to take another look at it so that we can see what the new functionality looks like. So to get there, I'm going to go down to Customers, and then Campaigns and Action Plans. And then once our page loads up, you'll see that we have our customer groups up here. We've folded that down into a drop-down just to kind of consolidate the page a little bit better. But this just shows all of our customer groups in there. So I'll collapse that, and we'll go down. And you can see we also have all of our individual campaigns. Now, this is going to include system campaigns. So like this holidays campaign, for example, is one that we've created at Delta, and we make available to everyone. So that is a system campaign. And then we also have a relationship campaign, and then this is also campaigns that have been created at the company level that are being shared with me, in addition to campaigns that I've created myself. So you can see there's a number of test campaigns. This is a test platform where we're viewing these things. So that's why you see a lot of test campaigns in here. Now, what I can do here is if I want to use one of these existing campaigns and I want to just add customers to it so that it starts sending out emails or creating to-dos for those customers, I'm going to go down here and expand a campaign. So we'll do holidays, why not? And you can see up at the top we have all of our emails. And then down below it, we've changed the layout a little bit so that the request source box and the customers and groups box are separated out. It just makes it a little bit easier to read. Now what I would do is if I wanted to set this campaign up to actually start sending emails is I would have to add customers to it. So you can see I have a group in here already. I'll go ahead and remove it. So there we go. This is what you would see if you opened this initially and hadn't made any changes. And if you wanted to add customers to it, you would just click on Add Customer. And that brings up this modal here where I can select Add All New and Existing Customers to add all of my customers to it. And that will automatically add any new customers as they're added to my system or assigned to me, or as I input them manually. So that would be the way to do it if I want this to just go to everyone. Or if I just want it to go to specific customers, I can click here. And I can either select from my customer groups to add a whole group, or I can go down here and I can add in individual customers. Like the other interfaces in the DeltaNet, I just go down here and start checking the boxes next to the things I want to add, and anything checked will be in the campaign and anything not checked will not. And then I can also use this if I want to filter it down to specific users. So you can see as I type, it auto-completes them down. And it picked test for these because test is in the email addresses a lot. So it's searching based on that also. Now, anything that I don't see in my list that's checked, because I have it filtered, even though I don't see it, it's still going to be added when I click save. So, don't think that it has to be just the things that are checked on the page you're looking at. It's all the things you've checked across the board. Then I can just delete that and it gets rid of the filter. So what I would do is go through and just select everyone I want to add. I forget who I had added to it before, so we'll just go out here a page and we'll add Group A. Why not? And I'll clear a couple of these out, and then when I click on Save, there we go. You can see these are the ones that I've added in, and then we'll take that one out. There we go. So now we have that all set. So at this point, you can see all the emails in this campaign are set up here, so this is everything the campaign actually does. Now that I have customers in it, it will fire off these emails. Here's the subject line, and then here's the date that email will send. And it'll just go down the line and send them as those dates pop up. Now, if I want to look at these emails individually, I can click on View, and that'll show me a preview right here in my browser. Or I can click on Send, and I can actually email myself a preview. So if I click on Send, you see I can, it'll grab the email address attached to my account, but I could go in here and type in whatever email address I want, and that's the address the preview will go to. Now, if this is a campaign where I have access to make changes to the individual emails, I can click on Actions, and I'll have an additional button in here that'll say edit. Now in this case, as a system campaign, I can disable this, and I can see history for other revisions of this. So if I click on history, you can see with this particular email all of the different emails that have gone out. So it's not revisions, it's actually, the sending history. I don't know why I said revisions, but this is the sending history for this email. So you can see what date it's sent, or how many have been sent, how many have been opened, and how many have been clicked through. And then a more detailed breakdown, customer by customer, of when it was sent, when they opened it if they did, and when they clicked through on the email if they did. The other thing I can do here, now though I can't edit these emails, I can click on actions and I can disable the email so that email isn't sent. So you see these buttons are red. Those are the individual emails that have been disabled here. The next thing I can do is I can apply a request source to this particular campaign. And what that'll do is when any lead comes in and is assigned to my account that matches the request sources I have selected here, it'll automatically add them to this campaign for me. So that can be kind of cool if I go in and create, say, a Zillow campaign, for example. I can go down here and find Zillow. Here we are. So Zillow ZTC and Trulia ZTC, those are going to be the Tech Connect for Zillow. So if I had set up Zillow Tech Connect and those leads were coming into the DeltaNet automatically, it would put these sources on them. And if I have those selected for this campaign, it'll automatically put them in this campaign. And it just allows me to kind of tailor the message of the campaign to the lead based on how I got them or where that lead came from. So it's just another way that you can really dial in how you market to specific customers to engage with them as well as you can. All right, so now the first thing that we have added more recently to this is the duplicate campaign option. So let's say that this was a company-created campaign or a system-created campaign. You can't edit that campaign, again, depending on the company's settings when they set it up. But what you could do is take that campaign, click this duplicate button. That'll create a new version of the campaign altogether. So I'll just click on duplicate. It's going to think about it and reload my page here. So now I've duplicated that campaign, and here is my holidays duplicated, and it says when I copied it here. So now I have my own version of the campaign. This one's mine. So I can modify these emails, I can add, remove them, I can do whatever I want with these, because this is actually my campaign now. So it's kind of a cool way if you want to, you see a campaign that was created by the company, and you like it, and you want to keep a lot of it, but you don't want to keep all of it. So you want to remove some emails or modify some emails. This gives you the ability to do that. Now, because this is my campaign, I should have some additional options here also. So you can see I can delete the campaign, again, because it's mine. I can go to Edit Campaign, and I have some additional options. So here we have the campaign title. So it set it automatically as what it was before, but with this copy text at the end so that we know that it was a copy. I can change this campaign scope as to whether I want it to be private, just a campaign that's only available to me, or I want to make it a public campaign. By making it a public campaign, I'm making it available to the other agents in the company. So this is a campaign I've created that I've basically chosen to share, so it's available to everyone. And as more like a team functionality, I can go in here and I can actually select those that I want to share it with. So I can go in here and select a few. Now I'm not sharing it with everybody, I'm just sharing it with specific agents. So that is the other piece of new functionality we've added here, and something very powerful, especially in the terms or in the case of a team. So you could go in here as a team leader, set these up, and share it with all of your team members. So you'd set up your kind of team campaigns, share them out with all of your team members, and you would be all set to go. So that way everybody's got access and everybody's kind of sending the same message and doing the same sort of level of marketing there. So there you have it with the new functionality. Now the last thing you can do here is an end notification, and this is functionality that's been in for a while. But what this allows you to do is, when it's enabled, if you have a date-based campaign here, what the system will do is when it runs out of emails to send to the customer, it'll send you a notification if that's enabled. That lets you know that that customer's reached the end of the campaign, and it's a good idea to go in and set them up for something else because they won't be getting emails from that campaign anymore. So there you have it. Now the other thing I can do, again, because this is my campaign, is I can add additional emails to it. So if I click on new email / action, you see I can add a new email or an action. So if I go with email, I can choose how I want it to send. So do I want it to send on the customer's birthday or their purchase anniversary or just a specific date of my choosing? And you can see with dates, I could even say the 1st of every month, for example. And then it would send out the 1st of every month of every year. So it would automatically fire this email off always on the 1st. If you wanted to send them the same email on the 1st of every month. But there's a lot a lot of ability in there to fine-tune that stuff. Now the next thing I can do is I'm going to add an email subject if I want to change that, which, well, I mean, I would want to if I'm creating an email, obviously. So this is my email. There we go. And down here, I add in the content of my email, and you can see I've got the email WYSIWYG editor here, so I can add in pictures and links and things like that. And then once I have this email set up the way I want it, the way I want it, I'll click on publish. Are you sure you want to publish it? Okay. And there we go. So now I've just added a new email to this one, and you can see it's going to send every year and every month on the 1st. So that is how I would set up a new email. Now, if I go up here to new email /action, I can also add an action. This works in a very similar way as far as how I would set the dates or the intervals. I will add that interval is based on the day the customer was added to the campaign. So send on day 1 means the day the customer was added to the campaign. I'm going to either create this to do or send this email, depending on what I have selected there. But I could set this for day 10. So for example, I could say on day 1, send them a welcome email, and then send them another email on March 17th, because I want to say Happy St. Patrick's Day. And then I could set another to-do on day 30 that just says follow up. So follow up with a call. There we go. I can't type today. That's better. And we'll set that for day 30. There we are. So that's on interval, and I'm going to say publish. Again, okay. And there we go. So now on the 30th day after being added, it's going to have me create a follow-up call, but then it's going to send this email every month on the 1st. So we're doing kind of off-the-wall things, but it gives you an idea of what this system is capable of. So there you have it. Those are the things you can set up in an email campaign that belongs to you. This one because it was a duplicate of an existing campaign, but otherwise, if you created a new campaign, you'd have all the same functionality here. And then if I want to get rid of it, I'll just click Delete Campaign. It'll have me confirm it, delete, and now it's gone. So now if I wanted to create a new campaign from scratch, I can go up here and I can click on Add New Campaign. And now from here I would give it a title, and you can see I have those same initial settings, whether I want it to be private or a public campaign and share it with others, and whether I've got my end notification. And once that's all set up, I would hit Save. And then it adds it to my list down here, and then I can do all the things that we just went over with that campaign. So there you have it. That is the email campaign system, along with the new additions to both be able to share that campaign with other agents, as well as be able to duplicate the system or company-generated campaigns. And there you have it. So as always, thanks a lot for joining me for Tech Tuesday. And if you have any questions, concerns, feel free to send an email into support@deltagroup.com or give us a call, and we'll be happy to answer any questions or walk you through whatever you need. So thanks a lot.